Hello, today we are going to be talking about video number 3, Keep It Clean, Healthy Homes for Home Healthcare Workers. The video is brought to you by the Indiana Healthy Homes Alliance and Improving Kids Environment, also known as IKE. My name is Dan Fries. I'm a team leader with the Marion County Public Health Department. Again, we're going to go over the definition. What is a healthy home? A healthy home is designed, built, renovated, and maintained to support good occupant health. So what are the objectives of this video today? Today we want to understand what health problems can be caused from not keeping your home clean. We want to be able to identify when a dirty or cluttered home can be considered a health hazard or a problem. And we want to identify problems in the home that make it difficult for us to clean. Finally, what are going to be some of the solutions and available resources to help us prevent and address cleanliness in the home? So the main health effects from not keeping our home clean are going to be asthma, and we're going to find many asthma triggers in the home. So some of the asthma triggers that we're going to be talking about are dust mites, cockroaches, mice, mold and mildew. Also, when talking about dust, we're talking about dust that can carry lead and other toxic chemicals, and possible chemicals and hazards being brought in from the outside. We're also going to be talking about injuries from trips and falls if we're not keeping our home clean, and then also stress. So with someone maybe who's unable to clean or dealing with trying to keep things clean in their home. So what is clean? Clean is something that's subjective. One person may think, a few things out is okay, and that's not a problem, and another person, it has to be spotless. And then there's others where you may have gone into a home where, or you've seen on TV, kind of in a hoarding situation where, that's okay for them, that's clean for them, they can survive and get by. So we're also talking about people can live in different levels of clutter, dirt, and smell. So when we're dealing with healthy homes is concerned with, we want to make sure that anything that has clutter, dirt, food waste, odors are not causing a health problem. So each situation is going to be dealt differently, but we want to make sure that there's no health concerns in the home. So clutter is going to be one of the main reasons or difficulties of keeping a home clean. There's different levels of clutter. And again, I kind of mentioned, I think a lot of people, when you say clutter, people think the extreme of hoarding, but not necessarily. If you look at the picture on the left, that's a issue of clutter. It's not to the extreme of hoarding, but it does make it difficult to clean the floors, the couches, the chairs, the tables. So clutter can make things difficult for cleaning in the home. If you have an issue with clutter, one of the best resources is getting rid of items that you don't use or need, and then if you're going to keep those items, organizing those items. So putting them in containers, plastic containers, containers that aren't going to erode or degrade, such as cardboard, so you can keep things clean. So using cardboard can be a problem in itself. For one, it can become a food source or a home for pests. Cockroaches really do like cardboard. Also though, if we're storing them in the garage or in the basement, there's always the potential for the cardboard to get wet And if cardboard gets wet, then now we're talking about a clean and health issue where we're having mold, and also what you're keeping in the package can become damaged. Also, cardboard's not easily cleaned, so if it's in a place where it's collecting dust, you're not going to be able to go out there and clean that. So again, we want to get rid of the cardboard, and we want to use plastic totes or containers. If for some clothes, you can use sealable bags. You can even use bags where you can reduce the size by sucking out the air, and then you have more storage space with those items. So dust. So why is dust a problem in the home? Well, dust can contain allergens. So it can have allergens from animals. It can have dust mites, mold, pollen. It can also have harmful substances such as lead from lead paint. So you have lead dust. You can also have pesticides. And then you can also, again, have allergens in the dust. So with dust, we're going to want to clean, and the best process for cleaning is using a wet either cloth or using a wet microfiber cloth, using over-the-counter sprays that you could use to clean surfaces. To help reduce with dust in the home, taking off your shoes when you come into the house, or if you have, or if the house has a garage or an area where you can, or like a mudroom where you can take your shoes off before entering the full home, that'll work. Also using walk-off mats, so inside and outside. There's been studies that show using the track-off mats can reduce the dust in the home up to 80%, what's being tracked in from the outside. So it's very effective in doing that. Using vacuums to help clean and reduce the dust is very effective. When using a vacuum or getting a vacuum, getting one that's a HEPA filter is best. That way you can vacuum your carpets and your rugs and even your furniture, upholstered furniture. When dealing with vacuums, it seems outrageous or silly, but you do want to go over the owner manual so that you know if it's not working correctly, why. It may just be that the bag needs to be emptied, or a filter needs to be changed or washed. It doesn't need to be replaced or thrown away. So everything is being used to its full potential, kind of going over that and make sure that you're using it correctly. Trash can become an issue in the home. Again, when we talk about trash, each person has their own level of what they can deal with or put up with, but you want to make sure that you're not having trash build up in the home or around the home. And you may see it with kids in the home. They tend to leave things out and about more often, so you may have to keep a closer eye on that in a home. So with trash, we want to make sure our trash cans have lids, that once the trash can with the lid is full or open, then we take that out, take that to the outside garbage can that has a lid on as well. Make sure that any food is put in the trash can with the lid. Also, if there's an odor with your trash can, you can always clean them, or maybe even put some baking soda in the trash can as well to help maybe reduce the odor in the can. And then when we're talking about keeping the home clean, here are some of the items that you want to make sure that you're cleaning on a regular basis. So your bed linens and your bathroom towels. So you want to wash them, at a minimum every 2 weeks. You can wash them more if needed. You want to make sure that with the towels that you're actually hanging them so they can dry. If you don't hang them, if they're in a pile or somewhere where they're not drying, then you can have that musty odor smell and maybe even get mold on them. And then when we're talking with stuffed animals, one, it'd be best not to have as many as you may think you need, so trying to reduce the amount that you have. But if someone needs to have their stuffed animals, try to wash them if you can. If they're unable to be washed, then you can put them in a freezer. You can put them in a freezer bag and put them in there, and I think it's up to 24, 48 hours. That should help kill any dust mites that they're on them. Thanks for viewing, and I encourage you to watch the other videos in this series. Thank you.